warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hi everyone, welcome in this video. I'm going to present my final project for essay writing class. My name is Dia Safira. My student ID is E1D025100073 from class 2B majoring in English Language Education, academic year 2026. The title of my project is Opinion Essay and Cause and Effect Essay, Balancing National Policy and Modern Education. So, today I'll be presenting two essays. First, an opinion essay about the Free Nutritious Meal Program or MBG and whether it should be given to all students. And second, a cause and effect essay about the rise of online learning and its effects on students. Let's get into it. So, the issue I want to talk about today is this: the MBG program or Free Nutritious Meal Program must be given to all Indonesian students, including students from wealthy families, even though some of them don't really like the food served by SPPG unit. To what extent do I agree or disagree with this? Let me walk you through my opinion on this. In recent years, the Indonesian government has launched the Free Nutritious Meal Program, known as MBG. As part of its effort to improve children's nutrition and support equal access to education, this program is designed to provide daily nutritious meals to students across the country, regardless of their family's income background. However, this policy has sparked debate, especially regarding whether wealthy students who might already have sufficient nutrition at home should also receive this benefit, even when some of them are reluctant to eat food provided by the SPPG or the Nutrition Fulfillment Service Unit. In my opinion, this issue cannot be answered with a simple yes or no, because it involves both strong arguments to agree and important reason to be cautious. On one hand, I agree that the MBG program should be given to all students, including those from wealthy families, for several reasons. First, this program is not only about nutrition, but also about building a sense of equality and unity among students. If only students from poor families receive the meal, it could create social labeling, making underprivileged students feel singled out or embarrassed in front of their peers. By giving the meal to everyone, the program treats all students equally, without exception. Second, nutritious intake is not solely determined by family income. Some students from wealthy families might actually have unhealthy eating habits, skip breakfast, or rely on processed food. So, this program can still benefit them in terms of health, even if their economic condition is already good. Third, universal distribution makes the program easier to manage and monitor. If the government has to verify and separate students based on economic status, it would require a longer and more complicated administrative process, which could actually delay the program itself. On the other hand, there are also valid reasons to disagree, or at least to reconsider how this program is implemented by wealthy students. First, from an efficiency standpoint, the government's budget is limited. If wealthy students who don't necessarily need the support still receive the same meal portion as students from low-income families, the funds that could have been maximized for students who truly need it become less optimal. Second, the problem mentioned in the issue. that some students don't like the food from SPPG shows that there's a mismatch between the program intention and its real condition in the field. If a student doesn't eat the meal, it doesn't just mean food is waste. It also means the program nutritional goal isn't being achieved for that student because of their economic background. Third, forcing the same program onto all students without flexibility might ignore the different needs of each group. Wealthy students might benefit more from health education or other forms of support rather than receiving a meal they don't want or need. Taking both sides into consideration, I personally hold a balanced position on this issue. I agree that this program should still be available to all students as a form of equality and to maintain simplicity in its implementation. However, I also believe that government needs to provide flexibility. For example, allowing wealthy students or schools to opt out or adjusting the menu and portion based on actual needs and preferences. In short, equal access is important, but it shouldn't come at the cost of efficiency and the program's real impact. A more flexible and adaptive approach would make the MBG program more effective for everyone involved. Okay, that was my opinion essay on the MBG program. Now, let's move to the second part of this presentation, which is the cause and effect essay. The topic for this part is the rise of online learning platform has increased dramatically over the past decade. What are the causes of this trend and what positive and negative effects does it have on students and schools? Let's break this down into causes, then the positive effect and finally the negative effects. There are several factors that have caused the rapid increase in online learning platforms. The first and most obvious cause is the COVID-19 pandemic. When schools were forced to close to prevent the spread of the virus, online learning became the only solution to keep education running. The situation pushed both students and teachers to quickly adapt to digital platforms. The second cause is the rapid advancement of technology and internet access. With smartphones, laptops, and more affordable internet packages becoming widely available, accessing online classes is no longer something difficult or exclusive to certain groups. The third cause is the flexibility that online learning offers. Students can learn from anywhere at the pace that suits them, without being limited by classroom schedule or geographical distance. This flexibility has attracted both students and institutions to continue using online platforms even after the pandemic ended. The rise of online learning has brought several positive effects to both students and educational institutions. First, online learning provides greater accessibility. Students who live far from schools or universities or who have physical limitations can still continue their education without needing to travel. Second, it allows for more flexible time management. Students can rewatch recorded lectures, study at their own pace, and balance their education with other responsibilities such as part-time work or family matters. Third, online learning reduces certain operational costs for institutions, such as the cost of physical classroom maintenance, and allows them to reach a wider number of students at once through a single virtual session. However, online learning also brings several negative effects that cannot be ignored. First, it reduces direct social interaction between students and teachers. This lack of face-to-face communication can affect students' social skills and make it harder for teachers to understand students' real struggles. Second, online learning highly depends on technology and internet access, which create a digital divide. Students in remote areas or from low-income families might not have a stable internet connection or proper devices, making it harder for them to keep up with their peers. Third, online learning often leads to lower concentration and self-discipline. Without direct supervision, many students get distracted by their phones, social media, or other activities, which can ultimately decrease the quality of their learning outcomes. In conclusion, the rapid growth of online learning over the past decade has been caused by the COVID-19 pandemic, advance in technology, and the flexibility it offers. While this trend has brought positive effects, such as wider accessibility and flexible learning time, it has also caused negative effects, including reduced social interaction, the digital divide, and lower student discipline. Therefore, online learning should not be seen as a complete replacement for traditional learning, but rather as a complement that needs to be implemented wisely by combining the strength of both online and face-to-face methods to create a more effective and inclusive education system. So, that's my presentation on the opinion essay about the MBG program and the cause and effects essay about online learning. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this video could give you a clearer understanding of both topics. Thank you very much. See you next time. Bye-bye.